Nothing changed. Okay.
Start whispering when you go up here like this.
Hello, welcome to the Run the Wave show. Back from vacation. You might hear a little echo here. It's going to be okay. I am here, ready to be back, ready to be with the people, guys. Ready to be with the people. I missed you guys. Apparently, I wasn't out saving lives, doing good deeds like you guys were. I was out in paradise.
Sitting on your ass.
Sitting on my ass, drinking some drink, having a good time, winning some money on them craps table.
I think you're doing a little bit something else down there.
Yeah, I had a good time. Coming in with us today, it's going to be Tony Tone over there on the comfy couch with Adam. Might I say you looking very shady over there.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate the shade. You're looking a little fly as a white guy, some may say.
Yeah. That song is stupid, though. I listened to it. Stupid. It's an awful song.
Why? Do you not feel like it's very fly as a white guy?
No, it's not.
Why not?
It's not.
So what's stupid about it? Let's dive into this. Why do you think it's a bad song?
Oh, dude, I don't know. It's just not that good of a song.
Yeah? Do you think the guy that wrote it's not a fly white guy?
No. Like, that's the thing. He's more like, that's what most of his music is about. I'm pretty sure it was, like, Offspring that came out with it. Mm-hmm. And, that other one they had, pretty good. That one, not so much.
Okay, so that's deep in analysis of why Fly as a white guy. Bad song. Tony, what are your thoughts on Fly as a white guy, and how was your weekend? How was your week?
Real quick, stop making your Wi-Fi too fly for a Wi-Fi. It's played out. It's played out.
I did, and you see it a lot.
You'd see it
like,
all over the place.
Tony, week, how was it, and what do you feel about Fly as a white guy?
Pretty fly for a white guy was pretty good. I was all right with it. I mean, the video, I think, is kind of what made it for me. Like,
I've never seen the video. That might change.
Yeah, see, I was young, and it was just kind of around. And when maybe VH1, something like that. And so it kind of, he's like walking down a sidewalk. It's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. And I'm like 9, so I'm like, whatever. So solid song, a little cheesy for me, but
that might be why I like a lot of the Bare Naked Ladies songs.
Now, do you like cheese though? Because if it's super cheesy, that means that you should like it. Indeed.
Yeah, I'm 50-50.
I'm not a big cheese guy.
Depends
to be
on
honest
what kind
with
of
you.
cheese.
It overruns stuff. You see these videos of these people like melting the cheese and then cutting it
Not
down on the
good.
burger, and I'm like, what are
That
you eating
doesn't
that with a
taste good.
fork and a knife?
Yes.
Now? I'm like, just stop with this.
Not good. Not good at all.
Because you want to taste the meat.
You like tasting the meat.
You have to.
The
Sometimes.
meat tastes good sometimes.
You have
Sometimes
to.
you got to ride on that meat taste.
You got to round the meat. It tastes
You
good.
just have to.
The
Sometimes.
meat tastes good in your mouth.
You got to be a meat taste right.
You don't like your meat cheesy though.
It's-
Gotta have dry meat.
Or
You
could
like a little,
you could
You like
listen
a little
to
wet meat. Little wet meat.
Yeah,
you could listen to some Bare Naked Ladies.
Now how? Bare naked ladies. for your
Sometimes
meat.
when you're eating, the
Okay.
meat starts off dry and it just gets wetter as you eat. Because you're just,
I think the
Or Italian
proper
meat.
term for that would be more wet as you eat your meat.
that's what I meant. Sorry.
So,
Weekend was good. I painted my nursery.
oh
You
yeah,
guys, you guys want to hear the colors?
Yeah, sure.
pink.
Cabbage rose.
Stop.
Not a color.
What is that?
Wait for it. Wait for it. And steamed milk.
That one I get.
I don't understand steamed milk.
So
You say steamed milk?
I didn't either. I'm
Milk?
sitting there. I'm like, it's a white wall, and I'm about to paint it steamed milk. Isn't that what is that?
Oh,
White?
steamed milk. I thought you said steamed mint, but I still get the steamed.
Yeah. So
the
it's
steamed milk.
kind of like a cream. And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie,
It's almost like an
shout out to
eggshell
my
white.
wife. It's like when I saw the colors, I immediately snapped it to everybody I knew and said, "What is this ridiculous life I have myself into?"
So you went from white to white.
It-
Now
it
the
is
cabbage
not.
for me,
It's a cream.
is it does
Apparently
you just
when you-
paint and it just makes cabbages.
You say cabbage rose?
Yeah, so you take a cabbage, you take a rose, you smash it together. This is the color. Steamed milk is the exact same thing as
So
milk.
you mix
but
green and red
when you
with a little white.
and it kind of looks. And what would you think? You get a little bit of brown. This is like an
That's
off,
bad cabbage.
This is like what mix it with red though. Red, green.
Oh, you're
a
saying
little
it
bit-
makes brown.
Yeah, it makes like this off.
So
brown.
you painted it brown.
Off brown.
I like the song better, so no.
So what would you say that the room color is?
I'm
going
going
to
to tell you this when I send you the finished
cabbage
product, it is
like on a normal person
Steamed
color
milk.
wheel.
normal person color wheel. It'd be cream is the steamed milk. It's just like
It's like eggshell white.
yeah.
Eggshell white.
Okay, this is
Yeah,
starting to
but
become the
it's-
episode
it's
of The
more than that.
Office. Where they,
Okay.
It's like more creamy than that.
Yeah.
It's more.
Yeah, it's like I know like
oh, now we're cream.
Mm.
Is that what you eat?
It rises to the top. And cabbage rose again. It's just
every
like,
rose has its thorn, baby.
Every rose.
if you added a bunch of
has
white to
its
maroon, take maroon, add a bunch of white to it, and
Two
it just
great colors.
dulls that maroon down.
I like that.
I don't
what it
think
is.
you like the maroon being dull, do you?
Well, if it's maroon and white mixed together, it's okay. It's
Mm.
okay.
Okay.
Maroon of all shades is great.
Look at him putting us on the spot. How about we put you on the spot?
Yeah.
You're
What?
sitting there and be like, oh,
What color
yeah.
is this wall?
Sorry, I
this,
wasn't
guys?
out there.
Green. That's
Yeah,
green.
no, it's not. Ain't green.
I
That's
wasn't
something
out there
else.
saving lives. No, you were down in the Caribbean.
I was.
Okay?
I was not in the Caribbean. Get around. I was in the Bahamas.
You were in the Aegean
Had a
Sea.
good time. So getting on the boat was eventful. Not gonna get a lot into it. Definitely thought I was not gonna get on the boat. Got on the boat though. So hey, step
Got
one.
on the boat with almost everything you packed.
Yes, with almost everything I packed. Turns out some things you pack
You can't take on the boat.
can't take on boat.
Sometimes,
Learned that hard way. They said, hey.
want to keep it.
One time a dog looked at my suitcase and said, can't take that on the boat.
He's got treats in there, and I want one of them.
Yeah, and then he tried to take the treats. They took the treats. Didn't take me though. Thank God.
It's really weird that they would take the toys that you guys use like that. Is that what you're
We
talking
didn't.
about?
No, we didn't take no toys.
Okay.
We didn't take no toys
They
there.
were like,
but
Jesus, you sick bastard.
so,
Get
hey,
off the boat.
so we get on the
Take
boat.
it out of the suitcase.
They let us on the boat. And then we get on the boat, and I eat myself into a food coma.
Yeah, you
had
get,
some.
like, free
I'm talking
access.
about burgers. I'm talking about pretty much a Chipotle right there. Then a nice buffet of stuff that looked disgusting. Let me tell you, this stuff looked absolutely not good. So I
Yeah.
didn't eat it. I just ate the burger. So then that happens. Have a good first day. Win some money on the craps. You know, if you guys don't know craps, the dice game there.
I'm sorry.
and-
I just saw this. Clay was just talking about food. He started a diet today, ate a salad, and said,
Yeah, listen, okay.
this.
Yeah, I literally ate a salad staring at 2 donuts. I said, fuck that diet, okay? I'm ready to devour these donuts.
The thing with the salad is like I don't. You,
The chicken on
you
the
can't
salad was
trick
good.
my
Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah,
So it's
no,
like I
I'm eating
have to
grass.
have something like filling, like a protein or
Or
something. like-
donut, or
it-
goldfish, or Funyuns.
That's my biggest problem. Is after everything I eat, I'm like, nah, it's time for a snack.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the problem is I just eat snacks until my next big meal, and then I become fat. So that's where the salad came in, and then the salad quickly went out with the donuts and the Funyuns and pretty much anything in my
It
pantry.
just canceled it out.
If
Yeah.
we're talking diet, the reason I blow up is like, dude, when I eat, I will sit there and tell myself, okay, you eat like 3 times a day, go hard. And when I tell you, like, I will eat until I'm on the verge of throwing up, that's 100%. Like,
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, I don't even care. I'm just sitting there like you're eating 3 times a day. This is your cheat meal every time you eat. It's
Dude,
like,
I eat until
Cheat meal
my
every meal.
I want to look like I'm about to explode whenever I eat every single. Like I will eat till I can't eat anymore. The problem is then I start doing things that make me have a bottomless belly, and then my belly really does get bottomless. So it becomes. But I get what you mean. Eat as much as you can. Absolutely grind. But sometimes you don't want to eat. Sometimes you probably shouldn't eat as much as you should. But I can't help that. Now somebody that does eat and grind is a man that might not need any introduction. A man, you know, he's going to know all you need to know about girls basketball, about boys basketball. He's been around the block. I'm going to definitely say his last name wrong, so let's try it. Jack Glickler!
How you guys doing? Can you hear me all right?
Hey, we can hear you fine, man. How are you today?
Oh, not too bad. Enjoying my day off.
Heck yeah, we had the pleasure of watching some college basketball. Bad year to be an Ohio State sports fan when you're playing Michigan, man. Bad year for that.
Yeah. Well, you'll have those years, and it's just a down year now. But hey, get them next year.
Right. So we wanted to bring you in. You had the pleasure of being at the Southeastern Paint Valley game this last weekend. Absolute barn burner of a game. I was glued to the Twitter machine, as the young folks call it, watching your play-by-play there. Kind of walk us through that game. How did Southeastern come back and close out that tough game?
See, okay, so this was a game that, I expected it to be close, but, I wasn't expecting it to be, Southeastern kind of playing with a 5-point deficit pretty much the entire game. It started out Paint Valley or Southeastern was playing with a 5-point lead pretty much the entire game. Southeastern kind of started off, really strong, really kind of setting the tone. Paint Valley kind of playing through the whole first half, kind of still from behind. It kind of helps, Brevin Strasbaugh for Southeastern just had one of those nights where he just popped off. He's just a sophomore. He's really young, but he really showed up that night. 20 points for him, that's a heck of a night for anybody. And 9 rebounds especially, add in a couple, choice plays by Lane Williams, Carter Fisher coming in the first half, setting up really big, really kind of set the tone for the Panthers. Paint Valley too, though. Yeah, they're a scrappy team. You can't really count them out, especially they've shown that they can compete with some of the big dogs too, like in their game against Southeastern or against Zane Trace earlier in the week.
They have they have some playmakers out there, man. Braylon can really shoot. Carson, he can really take over a game. I feel like Reinhardt's a kid in the league that's kind of really slept on. I feel like he's just trying to kind of find his way there. It's kind of been something with Paint Valley, man. Like, they have the talent. I feel like it's just a new coach trying to learn a new system that they're not really they're not clicking right now, but you can kind of see that they're almost there.
That's what I'm thinking too. I agree with you. Jace Reinhardt is really kind of slept on. He's kind of the player. He's a playmaker. He doesn't get a lot of points, but he is able to really facilitate the guys who are able to really score. For the guys on the Bearcats, guys like Braylon or Carson Free or Gavin Kingery. Those 3 main guys, he can really set up on the court, really get those guys going when they need be. And I feel like he's really undervalued, or underspoken, I suppose, on that team. And, I also agree with you, maybe it's just kind of the year where the guys are just kind of, I don't know, getting used to, new coach, new system, kind of getting things, things may not be clicking, but, on a game-to-game basis, Paint Valley is still competing pretty regularly, I'd say.
Yeah. And another team that's obviously competing on a hot streak right now, those damn Warriors, man. 7 in a row. They have finally started to click, finally started to find the rhythm. I think finally starting to be the team that we all kind of expect them to be throughout the season. What have you seen from the Warriors? Why do you feel like they're now finally starting to hit their stride and be the team that we all kind of saw preseason?
That's a good question. I haven't seen a whole ton of the Warriors in person, but just from what I have seen of them so far, especially after Saturday night's win over Westfall, that it really kind of seems like the guys, it really seems like the guys kind of found that confidence that they've been building over the year. Going into the year, they had a couple tough games to really start SBC play out. They played Unioto and Zane Trace right back to back. Those were 2 pretty tough losses to kind of start off, but now they've kind of been building that confidence up, getting some of the smaller teams in non-conference play, and then they're playing guys like Paint Valley and Southeastern, and then I feel like it was just kind of natural, with that momentum kind of carrying it over against a team like Westfall. Just I feel like it's a matter of them just kind of, as the years kind of gone on, they've just been able to build that confidence, having guys like Easton Hennis and Bryson Smith, and obviously Jody Ader, just having all.
Easton Hennis is the guy I was mentioning on the show last week. I feel like Adina has a lot of good players, and when you talk about building confidence, I think the way that you do that is, maybe one game this person has his game and his game, and now it's getting to the point where I think they all have. When you see Easton Hennis go off, again, I was pretty heavy on him last week, and then for him to do that, I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. And now every single person on Adina has pretty much had a game where they have just had their own time.
And the one guy we haven't even talked about yet, Jody Ader. I mean, that kid's going to put the ball in the bucket, man.
And, with so many guys having it, like you said, with the confidence, I think they finally have 5 people with that level of confidence.
Lucas King, we haven't even mentioned.
Yeah.
He's
the starting quarterback.
he's a sophomore this year, so he's going to be somebody that's going to be good in years to come. But, yeah, he's doing good this season.
I'm interested to see if he kind of, calms down a little bit. He's I don't want to say he cares about the game a lot right now. I want the game to come to him, and dude, he'll be one hell of a player.
Dude, and we talk about new hoops kind of being starting quarterbacks and coming off the bench. Lucas King has been the exact same where he's been the starting quarterback, but he has been a great role player for the Warriors on basketball. But we're talking about the Warriors, and they're kind of coming off of a hot streak.
Hold on. I wanted to jump back to the Southeastern game.
Okay.
With Lane Williams, he had like 6 steals or something crazy like that. Like, do you feel like Payne Valley has a hard time finding somebody who's going to be that ball dominant guard who is able to facilitate as well? Sometimes when you
I feel like their guards right now, they are scoring guards, as in they need the ball in their hands to score, to where they don't, like, I feel like what you're asking, they don't have a guy that's just out there trying to facilitate, trying to be a point guard.
and get the ball up the court. When
Yeah.
you see 6 steals from one person, like, I think that says something about a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can agree with that. It was Lane Williams kind of led the team with 6 steals, but there were a couple other players. I don't have the stat sheet pulled up right in front of me right now, but I do know a couple other players had 3, 4 steals to end the game. I feel like it was kind of I can kind of agree with you with where Payne Valley doesn't really was just kind of struggling to kind of keep control of the ball. Just didn't have that facility.
And you'll have that too with young guards because Carson Free, he is a junior, second year varsity, and then you have Reinhardt. He's just a sophomore, first year. We were actually talking about earlier. I had Anthony McFadden whenever I was in high school. His freshman year, he was dog shit. Like he'll tell you that. Shu would tell you that. Anybody would tell you that. But it was because we knew that freshman year we're just prepping him for the years to come. His sophomore year, he got better. His junior year was unstoppable. I mean, he ends with over 1,000 points. I feel like you can kind of see that's what they're trying to do with Reinhardt here. Like, hey, this year's going to be bad, but it's going to help him out for maybe his junior year, his senior year. It's going to be something that we haven't seen in the Bearcat Nation for a while, and they have some dogs coming. Let me tell you, whenever they take Reinhardt and they mix him with this 8th grade class now, whenever he's a senior and they're a sophomore, like they're gonna put some people on the map because that 8th grade class has 6 to 7 absolute guys.
If Carson Free gets better right now,
oh man,
I don't mean like right this season, but takes a step into his senior year, I wouldn't want to guard him right now.
No, he's a what 6'3", 6'4" guard. Like it's insane. But yeah, wouldn't it go from that to a team that's not so hot right now, Westfall? They came out of the water and they blew us all away. We thought they were going to be run away possibly for the league. They run into Unioda, lose that one, then they lose one to Adina. What are your thoughts on Westfall? Do you think they just had maybe a tough skid here and they're going to turn it around, or is this maybe more to come for the Mustangs?
I think it's kind of a mix of a tough skid and them kind of facing, a really tough schedule as of late. You look at it's kind of the same thing with how Adina fared, earlier in the year. Check out the competition they kind of faced earlier. Well, their first big conference game was against Uniodo. And that was a close loss.
It's a hard place to play, man. It's hard to play at Uniodo.
It is. And then, they drop a heartbreaker to Madison Plains. I feel like it's just kind of, I feel like they're kind of hitting a skid, just a small skid right now. Because, they did get that one win against Piketon, but I feel like it's kind of a mix of them hitting a tougher part of their schedule compared to what they were used to early, and just kind of trying to get out of that funk. You know what I mean? I know the guy, you can depend on guys like, Brody Clark to drop 20 points a game, and, guys like Jerry Layton to be a dominant presence in the paint no matter what. It's just a matter of, I think they're just in a small rut, and I feel like this next game against Zane Trace coming up on
I think that's
Friday,
a big test. I think it's a huge test for him because kind of like what we're saying, we're not the only ones saying it. Westfall, they were beating a lot of good teams, played close with Circleville, go against Unioda, lose, go against Adina, lose. The Zane Trace team, again, they're 6-0 in the conference, but they're 6-5 overall.
They're beatable. It's something like you're kind of sitting there waiting.
I'm pretty sure Carter Langley's out
right
now. I think he hurt his hand.
Yep.
Carter.
Mm-hmm.
So
the Stunner's going to step up.
That's what I'm saying though. with Zane Trace, they have so many guys. So let's say Westfall wins this one again. Sorry, do you have a question with the mic?
What do you mean?
Oh, I didn't see you were holding. Oh, there's something in your hand there. Never mind. So what? Let's say Westfall beats Zane Trace. Okay. Do we start looking at Zane Trace differently, or is it, man, they're down Carter Langley? Because I feel like people might use this as a double-edged sword. I feel like they might see Westfall beat Zane Trace and like, well, Zane Trace wasn't at full strength, and then Zane Trace loses and they use that as an excuse. But I can definitely see people beating Westfall beating Zane Trace, and then people thinking like, okay, Westfall's back on track, they're legit now. What side of the fence do you think you would find yourself on?
See, I was wondering the same question earlier when I was talking to Coach Gary Kello, right after the Paint Valley game. I asked him the question, what's it kind of like working with this roster without, a player like, one of your starters like Carter? And he was like, well, we've had to kind of readjust the lineup to, accommodate those injuries so far. But, the kids have really stepped up, and, we're kind of working on the fly, seeing what works or we had to work on the fly early when those injuries first affected us. But from what he said, they said that they've adjusted pretty well. The younger guys that are kind of stepping up, guys like Noah Houston, are really kind of stepping into those lineups or stepping into that. I definitely think that should Westfall upset Zane Trace, I feel like you could argue that you could just chalk it up to Zane Trace's injuries. Right. I mean, they're doing pretty well, even with 2 injured starters right now, and even so, they're not infallible. Paint Valley played them pretty close for two and a half quarters. That last Tuesday, I'd say there's a chance for that. There's a very good chance that they can be upset at any time, and Friday is a good chance for that too. Especially for a Westfall team that's looking for a good turnaround win.
Again, with Zane Trace, they'll have a coach, Gary Kello, just hit 550 in the win column. Still can't count them out, but I think you have a point because Westfall can immediately go down low on Zane Trace, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard answer for them.
You talk about the injured players. I think what they lose most with them is not even like points. It's their team is so solid. They have a lot of veteran guys that have been there, whether it's junior or senior. Sorry.
Leadership.
Veteran
they
leadership.
Lose a lot of leadership, losing guys like Langley.
My mic's been off the whole time. I didn't even know it.
That's weird. I couldn't hear you. I saw your lips moving. But I couldn't hear you this whole time, so I was just looking at you. So could you hold the mic up a little bit more so I could hear you?
Apologies.
Thank you.
But no, I really think, Westfall can still walk away from that Zane Trace game and still think they got a good W, even with those injuries. I think Zane Trace can walk away and still be like, oh, we lost that game because of injuries. Where it puts both of them, does that still make Zane Trace fool's gold? Does that still make Zane Trace? Because, when you really look at these teams, you look at what Uniota's doing right now. You look at what Adina's doing right now, and you're like, you got a team with a, 500 record on the season leading this conference. It's like, does that make sense? No. So, I mean, is it fool's gold or not? I don't even know if I was asking you a question. Sorry,
I don't know if you were either.
I was rambling.
I was like, is there a question here that you're trying to ask? I think there is a question that you're asking.
Well, no,
here.
you pointed at me, and I was like,
Is
well,
Zane
I'll
Trace
just talk
fool's
about
You
gold?
it.
picked up the mic.
That's what
You
you
picked
were
up the
asking.
mic and said, I'm here. I'm here
No,
to
I picked
talk.
up the mic like 5 minutes ago because I thought it was cool.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
No, you're all good. Honestly, I don't believe that even if Zane Trace loses that game, I don't think they're fool's gold. Because you can look at their record, but look at some of the teams they played that they've lost to. They lost that close game at Circleville. They lost another close game against they lost a tough game to Jackson. A really close game against Logan Elm, and one against Miami Trace. All very good teams so far. So a lot of those non-conference losses are very tough teams to play against.
Do you think they have the it factor to?
Who do you think, if you had to pick right now how the rosters are and everything right now, who do you think's coming on top second half of the season and taking home the title this year?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
I am putting you on the spot. I almost went with player of the year, but I'm not going to put you in that big of a bind.
I honestly think Zane Trace might go for the repeat, honestly, but Uniota is a very close second. It is a dead heat between those two right now.
Now, do we know how long Carter's out with his hand?
I do not know.
Okay. All right.
It was a hamstring in
So
football,
that could-
right? Not his hand.
Yeah, it was a hamstring
Yeah.
in football, so it's a different injury. So,
Just making sure.
man, if he's out for the rest of the season, that's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough one
Yeah.
for him. Now, we want to pivot over to the girls real quick. Got to watch Yoda today against Olentangy. I don't know if you got to tune into that. Pay your $15 to not be at the game. I didn't. What the hell? But got to watch them today. They were up on Olentangy again, ranked third in Division One. They're up on them late in the game, and then Olentangy had a monster problem down low. Ended up taking the game from them. What are your thoughts on these Shermans this year, man? I feel like we're watching history in the making right in front of our eyes.
Some teams have weapons. Unioto's got like 6 bazookas.
Yeah.
A full starting lineup, and then like another 2 or 3 just waiting on the bench to get used. And I feel like I didn't get to catch the game this morning, but, just checking along on Twitter and seeing the final score. And, that's a huge indicator for what this team can do, And we had signs earlier, too, just seeing teams, seeing them play against teams like, Huber Heights Wayne and Dublin Kaufman and Westerville, that huge win over Westerville South earlier this week. Those are all huge indicators, what this team can do, especially
You think they're
when
going to the Final Four?
rolls around.
I think they're going to the Final Four. Do you think so?
I think they have a very solid chance.
Let's go. Final Four. Here we come. You take it over. Here we go. Final Four run. It's established right here.
Shock the nation.
I will say, I will do you one better. I think this is if there is a state title run team,
you think they win?
I feel like
Taking
this
state,
is,
but
Are they taking state?
I feel like I feel like this is the team to do it. If there is a team to do it,
They're taking state. Let's go.
Taking
State title
state.
coming to Ross
Shock
County
the nation.
right here. Shock. I don't think too many people might be shocked, but we are still going to shock the
Shock the
nation.
nation.
Now,
and I will add one more piece of info. The AP writers poll just came out, just updated earlier this afternoon.
Okay.
Dropped around 3 p.m. Lewis Center Olentangy, who Unioto just played, received 5 first place votes in Division One. They're top of the list now.
jeez.
So Unioto's number 7 in Division Two. So now imagine Unioto
baby.
playing that closely against the top team in Division One,
Yeah.
going into the
Division Two.
postseason.
And
it's gonna be
they're
insane.
pressed today. We're going to get into it now. When they apply that press, man, the other team just does not look like they know what the hell is going on. I mean, it looks like they're just getting absolutely blitzed, and they're just. I mean, again, this was now like getting votes for the number 1 team in Division One, and they're just throwing the ball willy nilly. I mean, it's insane the kind of pressure that they put on opposing teams.
It is just insane to watch too. I mean, you see some of these games against other top of the SVC teams, like that first game against Adena. Other teams like Huntington Southeastern. These games, they're putting these teams, on notice and winning these games by very wide margins. It's just insane what they can do on defense and just
It's
The
unreal.
production they have isn't unreal.
Something big is having that third guard. When you got a
Yeah.
Maris Betts, Maya Hamilton,
Mhm.
and Miley, and even Alexis Book can come in and play guard and forward.
Maggie
minutes.
Holbert today. I mean, she
But-
was getting steals, assists, points left and right.
When you're doing that press and you're that good at it and you have that many people good at it, it means when you sub somebody out to get rest, that person that comes in is not just fresh legs.
Yeah.
They're just as good as the person before them at doing it.
Right. Now,
Mhm.
got to stop being biased. BUIEST. There's other teams in the league of the SVC. Apparently, we don't know that. From people
we
letting
were
us know.
roasted on a YouTube
Yeah, I don't know if you
comment.
know this, but we don't know there's any other teams in the league other than Unioto, apparently, because of the internet. That's what they're
Even though
letting
we were
us
at
know.
a Python game,
Yeah.
we were talking about
Don't
makes
get
me
it.
biased for
But
Python.
Adena girls, Emmett Garrison's back. They're looking like they're back on track. They could be a problem. But I really want to talk about the Southeastern girls, man. I don't think anyone's giving them enough love. They look like they are going to be a problem as well going into the tournament, going into the second half of the season.
I definitely think so. Southeastern has always kind of slept on. Like, these past 2 years, it's always been that race between Unioto and Adena. But Southeastern is always a team that's been, able to shock a little bit, or at least teams that have been able to, put their dukes up. I feel, with players like Gabby Purnell, you got Morgan Ware, you got, Reese Ruckle in the paint is a menace. Like they have got players that can just produce and compete with the best of the best in the SBC. I think on a pretty regular basis. Have they kind of hit? Are they? Is it kind of a bit of a rough patch right now? Going 7-6. I mean, sure, but they're still doing really well right now, and losing that one game against Adina last week. I mean that's a tough loss, but I mean still they're putting up numbers on a pretty regular basis.
And then another team, Huntington, man, only 2 losses in the conference. Not a lot of people. We got to go watch them against Adina, and that was a really close one. And then at the end, man, Adina just does what Adina does. They kind of just started running them and manhandle them down low. I think that was the game that Emma got hurt. What are your thoughts on Huntington? What are kind of these like lower level teams? Well, I don't want to say lower level. I want to say like not Unioto and Adina. What are you thinking about these teams? What?
It's a lower level.
Yeah, okay. There's like a tier 1, tier 2. These tier 2 teams, which ones are you kind of looking at thinking that they might emerge here in the second half? Might shock some people in the tournament.
Looking at it too. It's good that we're talking about Huntington because I really do think that they can make some noise. I mean, when you have a player like Allie
Baker.
Allie
Baker. She's been a dog. Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, you're all good. When she's running that offense and dropping like 20 points a night, and dropping 16 on like a bad night, you're bound to win a lot of games. And when you have a facilitator like Emma Henshaw, or you have a rebounder like Leah McCloskey, you just have solid, dependable players that know their roles and can play them well. I mean, I think, Huntington's got a pretty tough schedule coming up. I mean, their next game is Unioto girls.
Yeah. See, I think what they're going to take away from that, though, is that, they got Unioto girls, they got, Adina girls. They're going to play some tough schedules. When they hit that tournament, though, they're not running into a Unioto girls. I don't think they're going to be running into an Adina Warriors. Like, it's going to set them up. I feel like they could be a buzzsaw going into their sectional and possibly their district.
The Olentangy loss, is it that bad? You know what I mean? You
for
look
Unioto?
and you look at it like they tasted defeat. They're going to work harder. Like,
that's terrible for everyone.
It's
in
almost like if
Division
they won, they'd almost feel like, okay, now we pretty much just proved we belong.
Yeah,
nobody likes tasting feet.
Yeah,
feet taste disgusting.
Yeah, but it makes you work harder.
What if you grill it and put some ketchup on it? Though?
Nope, still bad.
I don't know.
Too, I will add this too. Unioto, beat Huntington last time. Their first or second SVC game. That was a tough loss for Huntington, and like you said, defeat can make a team work harder, and I definitely think that's going to show on Tuesday. Huntington's seen what Unioto has done, and having a team that's feeling a lot more confident now, still rocking third place in the SVC, looking to make a big jump this next couple games.
All right, hold on. Are you calling for a Huntington win over Unioto?
I don't know.
Join my team. Join my team.
I think Tony, do you think Huntington's about to beat Unioto?
I already did. I just did the whole thing where
So you're saying, okay, so Adam is on board as well.
Yep. We're on the same page.
I definitely think for sure. I definitely think it's going to be a lot closer game than it was last time. I think Huntington's going to have a fire lit underneath it. I think Unioto is going to be looking for another win. I think these teams are both going to play really close to each other. I think it's going to be whoever pulls it out is going to be a very close win.
That's my thing. If they lead at halftime, even by one,
that's
again, it's not a participation trophy thing. Again, you're almost out of their league. I was actually stopped by one of the coaches of Unioto today, and they were kind of talking about how the town kind of wants them out of the SVC.
Oh, dude, no. It's very loud. I made one post asking if I could talk to the SBC board. Not even closely related to that. I got 12 messages. Hey, let them know to kick SBC out, put them in Chill Coffee's League where they belong. I'm like, what the hell? Like, no. Sorry. Had to give that
But
out
I think this person also said if they put us in the other league, we'd mop them too.
You would, though. That's the thing. Like, it's not the league that Unioto's in. They're just that good.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Put them in the FAC. Put them in the TVC. Put them in the OCC. Put them in the SOC. They're mopping the floor with every single one of them.
They are a great team.
They're
7th in the state. I mean, there's not really much conferences they wouldn't
That's
be
what I'm
competing
saying.
right now,
Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
But what I mean by that is that if Huntington can come out of this game, and even I don't want to say like the Adena game, but just kind of show them that they can hang. I should say the Adena game without Emma Garrison.
yeah.
So without Emma Garrison, they really did come back. They stormed back, got within close, and then they
Well,
got.
Emma didn't leave till late too. So that's
No, not the Southeastern one. I mean,
That was
oh
in
yes,
Huntington.
yeah,
yes, that's exactly what.
yeah. That is the one you're talking about. And she didn't leave till late. She left in like the fourth quarter.
Okay.
So I gotta ask you, Emma Garrison comes back from Player of the Year last year. You got Miley Smith. You got a bunch of Unioto girls. You got those Huntington Southeastern girls. Who do you think's gonna be Player of the Year in the SVC this year, girls wise?
I'm calling early. I think Maya Hamilton has a very good shot to be Player of the Year this year, just because of the amount of just the impact she has had for that roster this year has been huge, and the amount of production that she's just put out on a regular basis has been, I mean, seeing her drop 32 points in that game against Westerville South, that was huge. 28 games the game before, if I remember correctly. Just the amount of production she's added and just the impact it's had has been huge for them. I mean, obviously you can make a case for any of the top. You can make another case for Emma Garrison or, Marley Halcombe too, being so young and still adding, that oomph factor to Adena again this year.
Name.
Yeah.
I love bringing up that name. Give her roses right now because she has been. I think during the game we had copied down our roster with pen, and it's my handwriting.
The worst handwriting of all time. I have read doctors' handwriting more clear.
Okay, well, I'm not a doctor, but I still work in the hospital, so it's the.
So is it a hospital thing?
Minorly shitty.
Minorly shitty.
But nonetheless, I think we were calling her Mary. I think we were almost that entire game.
Mary
But that being
Holcomb.
said, had one hell of a game, and that what is kind of what started me tracking her a little bit. But one hell of a player, man. Thank you for bringing her up.
At
honestly.
least
I
you
feel
had
like
the
she
last
doesn't get
name
enough
right.
props.
It's better than calling somebody else from that team like an entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah, idiot.
Yeah,
I don't know who could do that.
We've never
Jack,
done
where are we going to find you this week? What games are you going to?
Let's see. Let me check my schedule. I believe on Tuesday I am going to be at the Unioto Huntington game.
Okay.
That one's going to be exciting. Thursday I'm going to be out of the SVC. I'm going to be covering Waverly Minford. That'll be another big one in SOC action.
Hey, we're not biased, but go Minford.
And then Friday
Who
night
are they
is going to be
playing? I didn't hear
is
it.
going to
Sorry.
and then Friday night's going to be the big boys bout between Westfall and St. Trace. That's going to be the big test for both teams. I think that'll be a big one.
All right. Well, I will be following close along on Twitter, except for Friday. I feel like we should go to that game, but we'll talk about it. But, ladies and gentlemen, the man that you get all your info from at the Gazette, the one and only Jack Gleckler. Thanks for coming on, my man.
Thanks, fellas.
Dude, and thanks for writing, man. For
Yeah.
real. Thank you.
Dude, for real, I was like right by my phone the entire time watching that Southeastern Pay Valley game, and I could not get enough of it. Definitely thought Pay Valley was going to edge one out there. They did. They did not edge it out there. You and that microphone, man. Like, I just kept looking over. You kept doing dumb shit with it the entire time, and I'm trying to, like, not take my eyes off of here.
Did I ever do anything dumb?
I don't think so.
Never once.
Okay, whatever. Now,
I love this 2-on-1.
I don't know if I'm a big fan of it anymore. I think
He's over there on a dumb stool.
I'm over here on an island by myself, just getting roasted.
In a big light in your face.
Yeah, like, oh, God. So,
And I'm wearing his sunglasses so he can't protect himself.
yeah, those are my. He's like, look how cool I look. I'm like, those are my sunglasses.
You guys told me that we were all wearing sunglasses. I said, cool, I'm wearing clothes.
No
And
one
then
said
you
we
guys
were.
Here's what
Who
I'm
said
saying.
we were in sunglasses?
Calm
Tony
down,
did.
dude. Somebody cool is going to come on here soon. I just want to tell you to fix your hair because you look like an idiot.
No, that's how I'm rocking it. Are you talking about the bump right
Dude,
here?
you're going to make yourself look bad in front of one of your friends.
No, man. I think he'll appreciate it. Well, now I got to keep it. We got to see what he likes. If he hates it, I'll change it up to.
He's going to be like, I can't even see it. You're on an iPhone, you dumb bitch.
I hate you so much.
Okay.
So
What was the topic we were supposed
I
to
don't know.
talk
Should we just
about?
start talking about the NFL?
Yep.
All right. So getting on to the NFL playoff thoughts. My Browns suck ass again. But we lost both tackles, man. So I'm okay with it. Joe Flacco is our quarterback. my big takeaway from our loss. You don't rest your starters the last week of the season. At least not the whole game. At least let them play a quarter or a half, and then take them out the second half.
I'll say this: not when they haven't been playing together for a long time.
Yeah, Joe Flacco had 5 games. You gotta give him.
And the whole comeback player of the year thing, I'm like, that's too soon. I'm like 5 games.
He didn't have enough.
And it's like
Hamlin almost died.
I loved every second of it.
Yeah, but Flacco came back from playing with the Jets. That's
so we have 2 players that came back
from the death.
Yeah, that's almost the same thing.
So we got.
I think the Jets thing is
But
worse.
but Hamlin's was on national TV, so you got to give it to him for the story, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Jets suck so bad they weren't even on TV.
Look, I ain't even trying to be bad, but did you see the stuff where Elijah Moore got rocked and DeMar Hamlin was like, he stole everything from me. That was my thing. I was dead, bro.
I did not see that at all. I did see that people were pretty pissed off that there was a wild card game on Peacock.
Yeah.
Tony, you had a strong stance on this.
It's an interesting topic because I'll say my motto for it is get over it. You know, the NFL literally continuously every year increases the amount of different streaming services you need, and they have still gone up every single year. So why, when they're like, hey, we're making money, why would we calm down and just make it easier, cheaper for the people? I can't look at you.
I wore these glasses just for this dramatic thing. Stop watching on Peacock, damn it. It's the only way we're going to get them to stop doing this shit.
So
stop it.
I need to let
Stop
the people
it.
know.
Just stop. No more Amazon Prime. No more Peacock. Stop it. And then they'll put it back on normal TV.
So we were talking about before the show. Adam, not a fan that it was on Peacock. Tony, not really caring that it was on the Peacock. So I said, listen, if you want it to change, you just have to have enough people boycott the app and the game and the show. Well, Adam,
That's what my whole thing was about.
you have started that movement.
Yeah.
So if you're on Adam's team, there is a sign up. It is on East 2nd Street, right outside of the Valero. You have to bring your own
Go
pin.
knock on 348 Arch Street. Bang on the door. 2 o'clock in the morning. 3 o'clock in the morning. Bang on the door, screaming, and run away. That's all you gotta do to sign up. We'll get your information.
Not everything that I said on this podcast I agree with, so don't come after me if there are some repercussions for this. I did not write that down. I did not have that part of the show. So
Hashtag the movement.
what was that? The hashtag.
Hashtag the movement.
Hashtag the movement.
You gotta make the hashtag with your fingers.
Andy Reid's mustache. Not built for the cold. It literally had icicles coming off of it. I think we'll have a picture coming up here for you soon. But yeah. What?
That blanket almost.
Oh yeah, let's talk about right when the interview starts. Adam goes to move a blanket, almost tears down the whole set.
It was one camera and it was on Clay.
No, yeah, and it almost took out the computer and everything else. Adam, what would you have done if you just killed the show right?
No, they got up and walked out. You think I'm sticking around for Derek's wrath? No.
Just so you know, we might be idiots, but there is definitely $20,000, maybe more dollars worth of equipment recording us.
Oh wait, we don't touch it. Okay, I'm a little too close to this one. I might break it.
Andy does. Look at you over
No, but we have the picture here of
He looks nervous too.
Andy Reid's mustache
Yeah.
turning into an absolute icicle. I don't know what I would do. Look at that. It is an absolute icicle. Could you imagine just like trying to talk and
I hate that anybody has ever been able to bring up Andy Reid's freaking mustache to me again in my life.
well, you're a big Andy Reid guy,
when
right?
he was the when he was the coach in Philadelphia, everybody called it a dead ferret. Like whenever the Eagles lost, they'd just be like, "With that dead freaking ferret stuck on Andy Reid's upper lip."
Update:
And then-
Buffalo up 21-7. Pittsburgh sucks.
Yeah, we
Sorry.
already knew that.
Keep going.
If
But-
Kenny Pickett was healthy, they should have.
yeah. If Kenny Pickett was
Can we
healthy.
talk about the snowballs people were throwing
He wouldn't
onto
win.
the field?
Yeah,
Loved it. I
dude.
absolutely loved it.
Could you imagine if they started throwing snowballs at the players?
Yeah, it'd be
You
awesome.
see that dude sliding down that like that you shovel snow and you throw it in this thing and it takes it down to the bottom of the field. Some dude was just like hammered and he was like going down the slide a bunch of times. They were like, "This is $20 an hour to get your butt." They were paying him $20 an hour.
I love how people are like, "Yeah, way too cold and terrible to play a football game, but you can come out and work and pay them bills." But bills.
Boo!
Wow. Okay. Well, I just got booed off my own show. But who didn't get booed off their own show was Cam Newton looking absolutely fly, telling Bryce Young, "What are you looking at? I can't do it with the sunglasses, man. I can't.
I thought he was going to say something else.
I love it.
What? Don't
Yeah.
think.
Oh, no.
Anyways, he's looking pretty fly, saying, "Bryce Young, don't worry about it. You're gonna be all right." What are you guys' feelings on Bryce Young in Carolina?
He will
Give him
not be
time.
all right.
You said good time,
I said give him time.
and you said everything ain't gonna be all right.
Nope. Because I feel like he's just a small guy, and I feel like small guys have to be able to do it immediately. Like, you won't have time to develop.
Drew
because,
Brees.
Huh?
Drew Brees.
The difference between him and Bryce Young is girth. I've used a lot of good words on this show today, and I'm going to add
Drew
girth.
Brees is a girthy boy.
Big
So-
old
But
girthy.
he
He's
didn't
only
get a
5'9",
chance from the
and
team that drafted him. He got a chance on his second
He
team.
also had a rocket. We're talking about
red one.
actual attributes that Bryce Young doesn't have. Bryce Young was supposed to be like an all-around Tua Tagovailoa type
to
of
attack Lovie over.
T-bag. Can't play in anything but 70-degree weather.
I saw
Lova.
something on Twitter. It was like, it's tug of a lover for the Dolphins.
Tuck of a low, dude. His balls were terrible that game. I mean, they were,
I mean, they're probably frozen up inside him. Negative 10-degree weather.
dude.
Did you
So
see the helmet break?
talk about would you rather? Would you rather go to the Bills game or would you rather go to the Chiefs game?
Oh, Bills.
At least you get
It got
snowball
canceled.
fight.
Well, snow also like is
What?
I said it got canceled. It was the next day. They got to wait a whole day for it.
Okay, so I'm talking like
Yeah,
if
but
they
I'm
didn't
not-
cancel the game, which one would you rather
The
go
Bills.
to? Really? Is
Yeah.
it the experience?
The snow, yeah, the snow bowl. That's something that people are going to be talking about forever. I mean, we still
if
talk
you
about.
live in Buffalo, you drive a souped-up Silverado, 19-inch lift, massive tires. Like these dudes have been doing it forever. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we got to get.
And
there's
at
been
least you get the
times that-
snow. In Kansas City, it was just cold, no
Well,
snow.
there was
That's the
times that
thing,
they'll
it's like
fly back
dude, that's
into
nasty.
Buffalo and then have like from a game and they have to dig their cars out of
Yeah.
10 foot of snow.
I've seen
because
And they're just used to it.
Yeah. It's
My
like,
whole
hey,
thing is they're like, oh, this sucks. Me, I'd be like, I'm done.
I quit.
I will
Trade
stay
me.
here till it melts.
Trade. I will stay here till it. See, but when it melts, will your battery not be dead?
No, you have to get a
I
jump.
might be dead. Shit, I can't afford a hotel that long time on the sidewalk, dealing with my pride.
Can you imagine walking home telling your wife, "Hey, where's your car?"
At the stadium.
Yeah, I walked home. Why? Have you seen the
Well,
snow?
I mean, they're NFL. I'm
I'm
just
just
buying
gonna
a new
turn
one
it
at that
around.
point.
I'm just buying. Yeah,
Take me to the dealership right now. You got 10 cars. I know. But
it's like I have a trade in. You're gonna have to get it from the snow.
Transaction declined. Go home to your wife. And
Go
you're
home
like,
to-
ah, damn.
give
Babe,
me a ride,
I went there to
please.
get wings, and I just got lost.
Do you want to go get wings?
Buffalo. That's where the wings started.
You're
Come
on the football team, Tony. You don't need no wings.
No, I don't even mean the football team. I'm talking
Oh,
about
you're just talking about regular old Joe trying to go to work.
fans.
Well,
Don't
if you're a
reason they
fan, why are
moved-
you getting on the team plane to fly with them and fly back?
Who's talking about?
That's what I was saying. Like the players, sometimes like when they come back from a game, they land and have to dig their.
I
cars
love how
out.
so many times Tony will just start talking in the conversation,
Wait, what are
and then
you talking about?
mid-conversation be like, "Wait, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I thought I was totally talking about something
No,
else."
I hop in halfway through the thing because I had to take a pee.
No, you've been here the whole
Yeah,
time
I
that
know.
we've been talking about
No,
this.
but I gotta get settled in. I gotta check my stuff. I gotta get a little drinky poo, and then I zone into the conversation. So I could be here for 5 minutes, but you gotta get re-locked in. You can't just jump into a conversation.
I think you
or
can.
shit like this happens.
Or okay. Well, another shit that happens is
Andy Reid's mustache.
no, you're
frozen.
supposed to pause for dramatic effect.
It's too long.
No.
dude, he paused.
I'm uncomfortable.
You
was
guys are
quiet
taking the
for a
pause
minute.
away.
Did you see that courtroom video where the guy jumped over to the top of it? He's about to do that to us.
No, that's a pause. No, but Stafford is not liked in Detroit. Well, he probably is liked in Detroit now. Was not liked before the game yesterday, though. Rams lose another one to the Lions.
Hell
Who wins the trade? We were talking about it. If the Lions win the Super Bowl, who wins that trade?
Lions.
I see. My thing is, it was an immediate success for the Lions. It was for,
But it's
the
long.
Rams.
But so
But
here's my thing. The
I know it's
Rams-
more long-term,
Yeah.
sustainable success for the Lions, but is it going to be
thing is-
Today,
Today,
and
Junior.
subscribe.
The problem is the Rams have diverted so much money to future money.
That's what I'm
just-
saying. The
just to get
Rams
that
have
roster.
no future. They
They're
don't have
screwed.
picks. They don't have
I
money.
love that.
So it was one and done.
Fuck them picks, as their GM said.
Yeah, I'm not a big Rams guy. Hate the Rams.
Why?
They suck. Hate them.
Are you a Vikings fan?
Yeah.
So why should you hate the Rams?
I just do. Hate the Rams. Hate them.
Can you pee outside?
You can definitely poop out back. The dogs do.
That is where the outside bathroom is. Okay.
Plus, the Lions, they're from Portsmouth, dog.
Oh no, look with the Browns being out, all team Lions over here.
Yeah, with the Vikings being out, it's King of the North being Detroit Lions. Let's go. Let's go
Yeah.
Lions.
Wait, shouldn't you hate the Lions though?
I should,
if
but
you're
I
a
hate the
Viking?
Packers.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Which is weird because I was actually rooting
Rooting
for
for
the
the Packers.
minute. But that's because it's the
when
Cowboys.
they're playing the Cowboys, everything
Yeah.
goes out the window.
The
Just
Cowboys,
screw the
they're still
Cowboys.
America's team. They're America's team to hate
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
And I love it.
And I never understood why they got deemed America's team. They won like one Super Bowl.
They won 3 in the 90s.
Well, it was the '90s that good. I've heard it was actually a pretty good time.
I guess Chicago was just doing their thing, but nobody ever says, "Oh, them Bulls, that's America's team." They
Yeah.
won 6.
In a decade.
6
6 out of 10.
Yeah.
60% of the NBA titles.
in the
Chicago.
90s were Chicago.
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 So we're saying that
Thin crust pizza? No, thank you for Chicago.
so we're saying the Lions won that trade?
If they win the Super Bowl, see,
they
my
don't
thing,
win
I
a
think
Super
I was on the side that it was an even trade. I think the
Yeah.
Rams got what they wanted out of it. They
Yeah.
got a Super Bowl. All right, we
And the
got one.
Lions-
We got Matthew Stafford a Super Bowl. We did that, and the Lions were like, "We needed to rebuild," and they have done
The
that.
Lions stopped getting laughed at.
Yeah.
And then that's what we did. Now, do you think Jared Goff's good, though, just because Dan Campbell scares the shit out of him every single day? Like, if I had a coach like Dan
Well,
Campbell,
Jared Goff was a Ram, so I think he sucks.
but he's not a Ram now.
Yeah, but I think that.
So once a Ram, always a Ram.
yeah,
So you hate him because he was on the Rams.
yeah. But Matthew Stafford, he came there late. Not always.
But he
a
won
Ram.
a Super Bowl for the Rams.
Yeah, well, I wanted him to win that one because that was, he deserved one.
Oh, so you hate the Bengals? That's who they beat.
Oh, I mean, no, not really.
Okay,
No,
so you don't hate the Rams.
no, I hate the Rams.
But
I just wanted Matthew Stafford to get a championship.
I can see that, but
I hated that he.
what
went
if
to the
Matthew
Rams.
Stafford got traded to the Packers?
Ooh, that'd be a tough one.
Yeah?
That'd be a tough one. Yeah.
Would you rather the Packers win a title? Would you rather the
I'd probably rather Matthew Stafford stay titleless.
yeah?
Yeah.
Tony, who's a team that you hate other than the Cowboys? 'Cause everybody hates Cowboys.
Yes, the
It's-
truth. And
I was
what a
just-
Which they suck again.
I just dubbed them America's team to
to
hate,
hate.
instead of I was like, they're still America's team, but they're America's team to hate.
And everybody
missed it.
knows it. Like
Yeah.
literally, like just get over yourselves. They like the people that were Cowboys fans, like during their prime time, they're like, "Oh yeah, we're getting all these fair weather guys." Then these other bastards come in and we're like, "Hold on, like no, all of you shut the hell up. Play your games on the History Channel and get the hell over it." Like, fuck the
Play
Cowboys.
your games on
But-
the History Channel.
Dude, 92? Like that's when I was born. That's when they were winning.
96, I think was their last one.
I
That was
guess
a
I
good year.
born for that. Carolina Panthers.
Not good.
No, I hate them. You asked the team that.
Oh,
I
you hate the
yeah.
Panthers. Why do you hate the Panthers?
When I was young, McNabb played Jake Delhomme in an NFC championship, and that was the year that we would have won with McNabb.
Oh, was that the year that the Panthers lost to the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
Yes, it was.
Hmm.
And it was dog shit. And we would have worked in that year.
Really?
That was like one of the.
Did you have TO?
No, the TO one we lost in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but did you have TO?
No, not at that time. No.
So who'd
That's actually why we went and got TO.
really
Yeah, kind
Still-
of like Sixers did the same thing with Moses Malone.
Moses
Fo. Yes, Shoe. I'm calling you out, by the way, because I had a stump the shoe thing going on, and you were nowhere to be found. The questions I had, immaculate. And they might have to do with the topic I just talked about. And you're a loser for not being here for it, because that would have been awesome.
Hashtag put shoe in the hall.
Why is he not already? I still don't understand. I understand.
I'm gonna put up a picture of him each show. One more picture each show.
I was letting our next guest know we're ready when he is, because it's in a doozy for you guys. But yeah, I don't know why Shoe's not in the hall yet, man. Like, yeah, again, congratulations to Tegan, Dylan, Burton getting in the hall. Congratulations.
You guys deserved it.
But there's one missing. Good old Shoey. Now,
Pete Rose, understand why he's not in the hall. He was gambling. He broke rules.
see, but like gambling on himself.
That again. Okay, fine. That's bad. But I don't understand why Pete Rose is, because he called his own shot. It's like saying, "Oh well, you called bank. You can't do that while you're playing." So
Can't count it.
No,
Yeah, can't count it.
some stuff came out later about some other stuff. I think that's why they kept him out.
Pete Rose, I thought it was just because he was gambling on his own.
So he got back to MLB Network and stuff like that, and was back. You remember when you started coming around again a couple
No.
years ago? So he started coming around and doing like Baseball Tonight, and then all of a sudden he just immediately got canceled again. And then like some charges with SA stuff came out from like 1985, and now he's back out and not allowed to.
Fake.
Don't believe it.
Don't believe
Fake.
it. Fake.
Yeah.
Just when guys' lives starting to go good
Well, I'm
again,
just
somebody
sitting
takes
there,
it
and
away
I'm
from
like,
him.
dude,
Yeah,
the guy's
fake.
back
Don't
out
believe
here.
it.
And I'm like, he's getting back in now.
Yeah.
How's the chance?
That's our guy.
See,
I'm ready for
I
him.
remember when he came back and he did that commercial when they're like, Pete was like just walking down the hallway and like, hey, when you allowed in the hall? I
Now,
was like, eh.
listen, I know a guy, big Reds fan, big P. Rose fan, big Cincy guy, big filmmaker, the one, the only, JT Snowden.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
What's up,
going
my
on,
brother?
boys? Hey, go Red Legs, baby.
Hey, go Red Legs, baby. Now, we're talking, your Red Legs looked on fire last year. How you feeling about them now?
I'll tell you what. I just moved to Chicago this year, and one of the things I wanted to make sure I did was go to a Cubs game where the Reds play.
Yeah?
I was so excited. I wanted to see Ellie. Hadn't seen Ellie yet. Get to the game. Well, first off, my mom breaks her leg the day of, or the night of, the night before.
Shit.
And I'm like, Mom, don't come. Like, it's not that big a deal. She insists on coming anyways. She had to crawl up my steps to my apartment. It's like 3 flights of stairs. It was a whole mess. When we get to the stadium, shouts out to the Cubs, man. They got us these wheelchair accessible seats, best seats in the house.
Hell yeah.
And the Reds start off. We were winning like 4-0, like 3 home runs. I was ecstatic.
Yeah?
And Red Legs were in the building. And then we got blown out.
What was the final score?
Dude, it
Was
was
that
like
like
9
16
to
to
4.
4 game? Or like 19
Yeah,
to 4?
dude, no, yeah, it was that one. It was something crazy. Dude,
So your mom broke her
it was
leg,
so-
goes up 3 flights of stairs, all just to see the Reds have an historic loss.
Now hold on, this
Yeah,
is almost
dude,
like a
it was
would
so
you
bad that-
rather right here, because would you rather have the best seats in the house for Wrigley Stadium? You watch your Reds, they lose, yes. Or would you rather have worse seats, no breaking leg, and
And the broken leg one kind of plays a factor because then you don't have a broken leg, but you did
Yeah,
get to see the Reds win.
Yeah, I don't want to, wish my mom any pain, but thank God she broke her leg because it was the greatest seats I've ever had.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. So there was a rain delay in Wrigley, and everyone left the seats, and I was like, I'm out here, dude. I'm never
Yeah.
in Chicago.
Yeah.
So I got to go right up to the edge, and it was like, yeah, there wasn't any like baseball being played. I got to just have free reign of the entire stadium, and I'm like, I don't even care if I got to watch baseball.
Yeah.
This is way better sitting in my seat.
Yeah.
Watching I did watch the cross time.
Yeah, the field pretty much all to yourself too. It's like it's in your backyard. It's all for you. That's kind of felt. I went to during the COVID year. I went to a Browns game, and like it kind of felt like I just went in my backyard and went to Chillicothe Stadium and just, the Browns were playing the Bengals. Like just because it was like limited seating and shit like that. It was insane. Now, talk about limited seating. You're in limited seating company this weekend. You got the red carpet out. You had your film coming out. Talk to us about your film, A Bad, Bad Day, my brother.
Hey, thank you. So it actually just released today. I just.
Hey, congratulations! There you go.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. Hey, go Red Legs.
Go Red.
Oh, and yeah, and the Steelers are losing today. Come on, baby.
Hey,
Let's go.
but losing bad, 21-10. 21-10. Hell yeah. So it's a good day for you.
Yeah, it's been a great day. It was just fun to or actually not. Yeah, it was fun, but it was nice to finally get something done. put some, work out. You can only call yourself a filmmaker for so long until, you got to put something out. And, I got to the point where I was getting older and it was looking like, I was just saying it. So I decided to put my money where my mouth is and do something about it.
Yeah, because you've kind of been on this road for a while, and now I remember you entered a film festival, and if I do remember correctly, it was kind of like an alien sci-fi, but it had some comedy to it. I mean, I remember. Now, I hope that you wanted it to have some comedy to it because I thought it was hilarious. But you kind of went from that, and then this was kind of like a little bit more serious. Is that kind of something you're going for? Or is that kind of just what you felt for this film specifically?
Well, so what you saw, that's crazy that you bring that up. I haven't thought about that in a while. That was it was like a contest. Like you have 48 hours to make something. So so that was that was a training exercise, more like kind of like a subject. It felt like, but this was like something I want to do. I want to make films, so you have to start somewhere. And I decided to just make a short film. And I do want to have humor in my films, and I think there's some humor in this one. But
the one,
I
I'm
just wanted
sorry,
to
the
tell a
scene where
story.
you're standing there with no pants on, just staring at your mom. I'm glad you said that because I kind of died at that scene. I was like, this is so JT, and it did have some kind of humor. You had your brothers there. They had like that side bet of if you're gonna get fired that day or not. So I definitely saw some JT sprinkled into that kind of film.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that was important. I wanted to make sure my mom was in it, and she's got a huge role, and I wanted to make sure my brothers were in it. And I was just thankful that we could. I just set a camera up one day at her shop. I just came on the random and set up a camera in multiple places. Just started just filming everyday life, so it would look more natural. I didn't want to tell anybody I was shooting a short film because I think people would try and get their 10 minutes. So I
try to act not
up.
normal. Answer the phone like, "Hello, this is Sherry. How can I help you?"
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure I avoided that, and so I just shot it. And then at the end of the day, I was like, "Hey, mom, can you say this paragraph right here?" She was like, "Good Lord!" It was like a huge monologue, and she did it all in one take. And as soon as she got done, the whole family, we were jumping up and down. The whole family was going crazy.
Dude,
we were all
so I'm watching that. Did it kind of
excited.
feel weird that you're like essentially get fired by your mom in that film?
Yeah,
it seemed a little too natural for her.
I know, and I was like, dude, did you have something built up? Like, how did you even do that?
She was like, "Oh, let me just go ahead and crack my fingers. You're a disappointment to this company. I wish I never hired you."
It's like, Mom, I wrote you this paragraph. Oh, bud, I
Let
got
me
my
crumble
own.
this up and throw this away. I got it.
But I felt like having your family in it, man, kind of really helped connect to the film because you could kind of feel on screen. I mean, you guys had chemistry, but obviously because you're family, so I feel like that kind of helped you out a little bit on the film.
Yeah, no, definitely, it definitely helped because I could tell them anything and I wouldn't feel bad about it. But like if you have if you like hire actors and stuff, you gotta pay them. They think that they're the best thing in the world.
Right.
I mean, they decided to act and model, so I mean, like they think it was pretty highly.
Yeah.
They just kind of deal with that.
Now,
and I didn't want to.
I want to ask you. I feel like I've been catching up with you throughout the years. I've been talking with your mom and your brothers and your dad. So kind of like living vicariously. What kind of made you want to get into film and like kind of talk about your journey? Because I feel like you've kind of had a crazy journey from just entering that short film festival to then I know you tried to go out to LA for a little bit, came back, and now you're up in Chicago walking red carpets and having an amazing film out. So kind of walk us through that. How's it feeling, man?
Well, I mean, it feels good, and so I think how I got into filmmaking was, my grandpa. Whenever we'd go to my dad's house on the weekends, we'd have to go to my grandpa's house, and he would take us to the movies every single time. He'd pick the movie on Friday that we see Saturday, and then go get the toy at McDonald's afterwards or whatever,
Hell yeah!
And that was a big part. And then, weirdly enough, it was the Rugrats had a spin-off show called All Grown Up, and in that show, Tommy Pickles was a filmmaker. And there's an episode where he's like getting taught how to edit and all that stuff. And I didn't really even realize that's how films were made. And so I remember just seeing that and being like, oh, I'm trying to do that. And then after that, it was just like I could see films in my head. I could put them music to them in my head, and I daydream all the freaking time. So I was just like, it just came naturally. It's almost like how people are good at math.
Yeah. It's just kind of like you see numbers, it just like kind of clicks in your head like how it goes.
Can I jump in here with something you just said was talking about music? One thing that I thought was great from what I got to see of it is your music selection. Like whether it be the words in the song, at the beginning of the film, like I felt like some of the actual actions in the film were lined up to almost some of the lyrics. I don't want to say perfectly, but it's just where it was perfect
Right.
for it. Like, I mean, that's something that I feel like film or people that watch film don't understand. Where like you said, like it's just math. Like you just had the ability to do that. Like you have the ability to sit there and be like, this person's going through this in their day, slap this track behind it, and it'll match perfectly. Like that's not easy. Like that's just something you have.
No, it's not. It's just it's very expensive. So if you originally,
I wanted to ask if it was original because I was
yeah.
like, damn, dude. I was like, every song in this has to be somebody's getting a penny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But sorry.
Yeah, well, they're not, so don't go telling people.
Yes!
So there's a song in there by the band Garage Fire, which is my best buddy Seth, sister, and their band. They have a band in Chillicothe, actually. And
You talking about Seth Harness?
I remember hearing the song. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
no.
his band.
So he's in two bands. One was mine, Acid Puppy, and then they got another band going on there
Oh,
too.
shit.
Hell yeah! Join Acid
Nice.
Puppy. Check us
But
out.
yeah, hey, stream Acid Puppy. Hey, actually, I love that song.
Yeah, I was literally gonna bring it up, but thank you. Yeah, dude, it's fire, man. Will Roderick on the
I've been
lyrics.
listening to it a lot.
Yeah, it's a good song. Go check it out. I'm part of the band. Still can't really say the name of it though. It's like Luluin or something like that. I don't know exactly how to say it.
Lululemon.
No, Lululin.
so
They
yeah,
told me
back
they
to
told
music.
me to plug it, man, and I'm like, I will, but I'm not gonna say it right. Like I'll just let you know right now.
Spell it.
LLU.
Nah, stream Lulin. Stream that.
Lulin. There you go. Sorry, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, stream that. Anyway, so like music in film is extremely expensive. So I needed to find somebody. Originally, it was I had a Beatles song, the song "Day in the Life."
Okay.
That was the name of the film at one point, and I was gonna use that. Like that really big build up that they have to like the crescendo.
Yeah.
I was gonna use that as like a breaking point. And then a couple Googles later, and I was like, oh yeah, hell no, I'm not gonna be able to do that.
It's being a little expensive.
And I'm not musically inclined. I can hear it and I like it, but I can't create it. So I was kind of struggling, like, damn, how am I gonna do this? Because I need something. And I love like a montage, and I really want to do something. And I was just like, all right, who do I know? Who can I DM?
Yeah.
And I'm just looking. Oh, my boy's got a band. Let me just
Yeah.
check this out. And so
We've
I just
been
went
there,
through every
done
song, and I was like, all right, this one will work. Yeah. So this one will work.
But you still have to match the film up perfectly to that. Again, as just somebody that was just watching it, I can say that I appreciated, like when I was watching it, hearing that music, the lines in the song. Like I felt like the song matched it, and that's
Where'd you
not,
get the idea for the film? Did you just have a bad day one time and be like,
Dude, I literally wanted to say something so cheesy before this when your mom broke her leg and you guys were already.
Yeah, it's like that.
It sounds like a bad day.
No.
A bad day.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, what was the question again?
what made you come up with the idea for the film?
Oh, so, okay, a lot of it is actually, like, real, like, true. There was a day I was supposed to open up, I was working at Mr. Sub in Chillicothe.
Shout out,
Best
Best Buns in Town.
The store, Best Buns in Town, come on, baby. And I was supposed to open the restaurant. And I had an iPhone that was like waterlogged. It was a horrible phone, and I had to wrap my cord around it like a million times just to get it to like charge. And you had to if you moved it at any point, it was gonna get off the charger, and it didn't charge one night. I woke up. The sun. When you wake up and you're like, "Ooh, the sun is a little too bright."
Yeah, there's
I'm
too
supposed
much
to be
light in the
somewhere,"
house right now. Yeah, I have
Yeah,
The
had
amount of
way-
sleep you're
I
getting
was
is
like-
it's like-
oddly suspicious.
I am way too
Yeah, I
refreshed.
said, "Ooh." Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, this is bad." So I get up frantically and I turn my TV on. Well, the Wi-Fi had gone out in the house, and on the TV it said it was, I was an hour early. So I was like, "Oh shit!" I'll get in the shower. I'm taking my time. I'm eating breakfast. I think I DoorDashed some breakfast too. Like I was taking my time, enjoying myself, and then my phone erupts, and people are like, "Yo, yo, 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 where are you at?" And so I grab my shit, I run to the car, and I go to grab my car door handle, and it just yanks off, and I hit my head on the concrete.
Wait, like your handle ripped off the car?
Yeah, and I'm just sitting there
That's why
like
I had to
looking
get
at it
in
in
the
my hand,
passenger
like,
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I had to get in the passenger, and I had to do that for so long, man. It was so annoying. I get, muscle memory. I'd go to the front, and I'd be like, motherfucker, and I had to turn around, go around the other side, unlock it, crawl over. People are staring at me. I'm like, I know. It was horrible. So that's pretty much the most true to real life that it was, and the rest of it's kind of just made up. But
Kind of like go along with it, which that's how all movies are. But like,
I'm really good at questions. I got another one.
Okay, hit me with it.
I'm
or
great
hit him
at
with
it.
it.
I'm great at them. I'll
Yeah,
talk
go
a lot,
crazy.
and you might not even get one. But so one of my favorite directors is Wes Anderson. I'm not sitting here being like, "You're Wes Anderson, dude," but I want to say that the thing that I like most about his films is that it feels like I'm watching an actual instance.
Yeah.
It's not an actor. It's not anything. It looks like I'm watching reality television or something. Like you're actually filming, people doing their normal stuff. The first thing I thought of when I saw this was him because it just seems so natural. Again, it just happened. You just said it happened to you. Like, is that how you've always
that's high
been?
praise.
And it's like, is that how you've always been? Or are you sitting there like when you? And I wanted to say it earlier too, but I hate interrupting. When you said you filmed, so much of these people, so they didn't know they were being filmed. Like, come on, man! Like that is just such a tactic to make it be like when somebody is watching this. This is real life. You can't fake this. It's not people walking backward or behind you on the sidewalk or anything. Did you have a time where you're like, this is the way that I want to film Bad Bad Day? Or was it more of like, this is the type of director I am, so I'll film it Bad Bad Day this way?
Yeah, it was pretty much it was a pretty conscious effort to, and it'll always be that way, is I always want to make it like realistic. Like I'm not really trying to make a sci-fi movie. I'm not really trying to, I'm not George Lucas. I'm just a storyteller, and I only can tell stories that I know. And so I know I've worked in the restaurant industry forever, and I've worked every job on God's green earth, so I know what people are supposed to look like, and I know other people will, and I just wanted to make sure it looks natural. And a lot of the filmmakers that I like, I love Wes Anderson too. I love there's a bunch of people that I love, and a lot of these like indie filmmakers, they just go with the flow and let things happen naturally and don't use big actors. And I don't really particularly like have a thing against big actors, but I would like to keep it pretty local and small, and hire, whenever I go to a town, find local people that are trying to be a part of something. And that's always been pretty big on me. Is I want it to always feel like home. I want it to feel like a big hug. I want it to feel like you're like, oh, that's my buddy. Like, oh, I know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
That's always been really huge for me.
Now, I want to go back to your journey through film, because not a lot of people got graced with the amazing productions of Pesty Films. Can you let people, dude? If you don't know, Pesty Films was the film production in Chillicothe in the early to mid 2010s. Is that kind of when you figured out that you had something going on for this? Because you guys were on some wild shit, man. Wild shit. Like that stuff was insane.
Yeah, and hey, there's no proof of it either. So
exactly. Hey, if you didn't get to watch it, sucks for you. And if you did, hey, congratulations on making it through, buddy.
Yeah,
but is that kind of whatever?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that was I remember I just wanted to. I knew I wanted to like make videos, and I love Jackass, man. I love like the Dave Chappelle show. I love that he had a musical guest. I wanted to do something fun, and like I was seeing like there was like a real renaissance during the era of just like people making things on their own, and we see it like it's really popular now. Like you guys have your own podcast, but I mean when we were doing it in when I was in middle school and high school, like no one had their own thing.
No,
and it
you
was
had to go
just
to a
starting.
TV
and
show
so
or a TV channel or some shit like that.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to be a part of something, and I wanted to I just wanted to make stuff, and I wanted to make people laugh. And it was stupid and silly, but it really, as silly and stupid as it was, I treated it as if I was on like
Yeah.
Like I
like you
loved
were
it.
literally the director for Jerry Springer. Like,
Dude, it's just like this
Yeah,
show.
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
people
yeah,
don't
like-
realize you can put something out that's funny, but there's a lot of time and effort that goes into everything that there is.
absolutely.
Especially when you take it seriously. Again,
Yeah.
we joke on here, but we do take it seriously. And even with you hearing that, it's just sitting there. It's like, yeah, they might have been joking. I'm making films. Yeah, we're having fun times. But it's
Hey,
like, come on.
One of the first times of filmmaking I got to see JT Snowden was whenever we were at my house on Cedar Street and we were just bored. And we were like, hey, you want to go outside and just videotape us dunking on each other and put it on Facebook? So we went out to my backyard, put the rim on like 7 foot, and I was like, all right, you stand here.
It was 6.
I was like, you're going to stand here. I'm going to dunk on you. And all right, then we're going to flip it. Let's put a car in the background so it looks even cooler. So yeah, I think
and what a crazy thing to do too. I was just thinking about that actually when you said to be on the podcast. I was like, dude, honestly, that house is like one of the things that made me want to make films as well, because you had a computer in your like living room.
Yeah.
And we didn't like dude, we destroyed our mom's computer with some viruses. I don't know what we were doing.
Hey, all young boys do. All young boys destroy their
no
parents'
idea.
computers with viruses.
but it was no longer able to be used. Yeah. yeah. It was music. It was music for sure. It was
100%. Only, LimeWire. It was definitely LimeWire. Only music. That's why the computer stopped working. 100%.
Yeah.
But
you had a computer, and we would just sit there. I remember just watching videos all the time. I'm like, dude, we can upload shit on here. Like,
oh yeah, dude.
You know, that was fun, and that was. All you need to know is like you just need to like be able to like have someone that's like, you can record me dunking on you, and I'm like, all right.
That's all.
Hurt, by the
or
way.
we asked Malachi to just spit some hellacious rhymes at some point in time, which was just absolutely wild. But I feel like even back then, like whenever we're all just doing dumb shit, you could kind of see that you found like your niche and what you were good at and what you loved. And honestly, man, I'm just kind of glad to see you finally pursue it. And like I said, when I got to go watch you in that short film festival, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I don't know what the hell is about to happen, but like we're all going to Columbus and partying afterwards, so I'm gonna go watch, see what happens. By the end of that film, man, I was like, holy shit, JT actually has something that he can be going with this. And then I saw this blowing up. I saw your film coming out. I just had to get you on, man. And I'm really glad to watch you take something that you love and just run with it, man. It's been honestly something awesome to watch.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. That's high praise. And yeah, it's been forever. It's been a long journey, and now it's looking pretty good.
Now, where's the best place that someone can go watch your film if they're trying to watch it?
I would go to YouTube. You can, I have an Instagram. It's in my bio. The link is, and just YouTube. Hit that like, that comment something. Whatever you can do. Anything helps.
Hell yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the director of A Bad Bad Day, one of my good friends, the legendary JT Snowden. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks for all the good questions. That was fun, man. I appreciate it.
Hell yeah. We'll have to have you on after your next film comes out.
For sure.
Hell yeah.
All right, I'll see you guys.
See you, brother. Dude, when I'm talking about he was recording everything that we did whenever we were in high school, like I just knew that dude was going to do something big in film. And watching that, man, it's intense. I like how it's all in black and white. It kind of like reels you in. I feel like whenever it's just black and white, it makes me pay attention a little bit more. I don't know why, but
you feel like something's going to happen.
Yeah,
every second.
like something's really about
and
to
when
pop
you're making
off.
a film about real life, you have to realize that everything that's happening is something that he like something that director wanted to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether forgetting the phone or whatever, not forgetting the phone, but having to go back in and drop the coffee mug off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just things like that where it's
Or like where he's sitting there and like the phones are just ringing and he's just like, oh my God. I was like, dude, I 100% could feel that in my core.
that music after he talks
Turn
to
it
his
down.
mom, it
Huh?
just
I turn it
hit.
down at the B's. And
Yeah.
So if you don't get a to-go order, it's because I'm not trying to get it.
I turned that shit off.
Don't
But
order to-goes from an app.
he like just nails it so hard with that music, like when he first starts playing it, especially because it has like a little bit of a build up in the music where there's no vocals.
A movie's
And so I
music
feel like-
can define the movie itself.
I feel like he placed it well.
Yes.
He's sitting there saying this music, that music, I needed this music that I couldn't play the Beatles. But I feel like when he heard this song, he's sitting there being like, "Oh,
Again, shout out Seth Harness as Puppy with my band as well. Check us out. Big things happening. I want to try and pronounce the name. My band is going to kill me that I'm not going to say right,
it's
but I'm pretty sure.
Lululemon."
No, it's Lulin. Lelewlyn. Lulin.
Well, slow,
L.
faster than that.
L. L.
So 4
E-
L's.
W. E. L. Y. N. Lulin.
Lulin,
Yeah. Here you go.
Lulin, Lulin.
Check it out, Acid Puppy. Coming through a bar near you. That's all you get.
You don't get to plug your stuff on our show. This is me and Adam's show.
Oh, what's
and
your
we
song?
will not have.
Do you guys have a song out? Let's plug it.
Yeah, it's called the Banjo Bimbos.
Oh, yeah? Let's hear it.
I made it. Let me get to MySpace.
Okay.
Cool.
She
Wait,
broke-
did you just say MySpace?
Let
Yeah.
me get my
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing for. It's a thing.
I
for,
don't know,
like-
but that's where my music was.
It's
Oh
a thing
my
for
God.
artists. But this
Doesn't
is,
mean it's not
I got a
better than
couple
yours
of the
just because it
lyrics
was
for you.
made before you.
She broke my heart, so I broke her jaw. That's the only thing you're getting right now.
All right. You guys ready for some Would You Rather?
Yeah.
All right.
Can I
Would
read
you
them
rather
since they're mine?
know how the world began or how it will end?
Oh, I guess you're just taking credit for my would you rather.
Is that yours?
Yeah, I put them all in there.
Nobody gets
Okay.
credit for anything. Are you kidding me?
These are all Adams, just so we're clear.
And I got them off the internet.
Yeah, so don't worry to make sure to know that Adam stole all these Would You Rathers. So would you rather know how the world began or how it will end
Beginning or end?
of the world?
Yeah.
You want to know it?
Yeah.
I feel like I'd rather know how the world began because I could profit off of it.
How
But
you
then
gonna
again,
prove
if
it?
you,
How you gonna prove it?
That's true. How you gonna prove it? That's how it's gonna end, though.
I guess for me it would be more peace of mind if I went with how it would
Damn,
end.
it always gets so technical because you want to know how much time. Because if it's the end,
See, no, I'm
if
good
you
with
can be
no,
like,
no, no,
y'all
hold on,
were
time out,
shooting
time out,
lasers
time out,
at each
time out,
other,
time out.
or it was just a nuke, I could do something
Oh, this
really
shit's in like
cool.
a week. Oh no!
I'm going with the beginning just because of my curiosity, man.
Yeah, I'll
I
take
think
it.
about that way too often.
But if you only get 30 seconds of an explosion, maybe
I'm cool with it.
then
What
you
if,
do
like,
know.
what if,
And
like,
can
Did
see
you
literally-
that
know
with
that's how it
art.
happened?
What
Like,
if it's
get
like
me on
you
the
just
Joe
see that-
Rogan
What if you see that
podcast.
scene from Family Guy where it's just God and he grabs a lighter and he's just like,
Jesus. All right, I'm going with begin. Adam,
I'm going with end.
end.
I go begin.
All right. Next one. Would you rather not be able to taste or not be able to see colors?
The U threw you off, didn't it?
I mean, I already don't see color. So I'm going. I don't know, man. There's been times where, like, I'm at work just thinking about what I'm going to eat. And that first bite. See, but here's what people aren't thinking about. It takes away from when you take that first bite or drink and it sucks. You ever had that feeling?
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, man, I'm ready for a nice, ice, cold, crisp beer. And you take a
I
drink
want
of
to
that.
see. I want to see.
You want to see.
Yeah, I want to see.
I
all
want
the
to see colors.
colors.
Yeah, that's my thing. I feel like I would want to see colors because then I could use that to my advantage. If
I
couldn't
also
taste
sit here and
anymore,
like you
I
don't
could
eat
food-
24/7.
Yeah, I could eat
You
food that I
eat for
didn't
yourself.
like. Yeah, he eats in his food, dude.
Dude, I eat a lot. Like, a lot.
But yeah, no. So
Oh, I don't know. I could. No. I
'Cause
want to see
especially-
colors because if I can't taste, I'm probably losing some weight.
yeah,
this
you-
diet's going to
yeah,
be a lot
you-
easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Is like you can eat a lot more healthy. You don't have
Yeah.
to worry about because like pizza. It's like, well, I can just stop eating that even though it's my favorite
Well,
because I'm not
color,
gonna
You don't have
like
to taste.
you
Yeah.
lose so much.
Yeah.
You
like
do.
you got to think about
Especially
the,
as loving
the
tie-dye.
aspects of life. Like you could look at a male or
Hold on.
female.
So if you
and not
lose
have-
color, are you just seeing in black and white?
Yeah.
pretty much.
I was about to
you
say,
have to.
Yeah, because you
So you're
inevitably
talking
you see at least
you
colors.
lose-
You,
you're
only
right,
see
gotcha.
two
your
colors.
makeup, different things like that. Like when you look at a human being.
Oh,
like,
okay, Mr. Technicality. You just lost black and white. Now you're seeing nothing, Clay.
But you're still seeing black. How do you not see nothing? The only color you'd see would be black.
No, come on now. Black is the absorption of all colors. So
Yeah.
technically, it's not a.
So
color.
then it's every color.
It's no.
No,
If
but
it's
it-
absorbing
no.
all the colors, it's all the colors.
there's no color there
Because
it's
it took it
gone.
all. So
Yeah.
you're just seeing the.
This
Okay.
couch today has
Uh,
been elite. and I am sorry.
On
for what
to the
he's
next
done on
one.
that store
Would you
over
rather
there.
know how you die? Damn, we're getting dark on the pod today. Remember, give all the credit to Adam on how dark the show got today. Would you rather know how you die or know when you die?
We needed these.
Yeah,
and
no, he was just talking about not seeing color. Here it is. Talking
begging
about
you.
being
He's
dark.
begging you for it.
So, would you rather know how you die or when you die?
How you die or when?
I know how I'm going to die and when. 53 heart attack. So, I double whammy over here.
How does that make you feel?
Terrible. My therapist has definitely been loving the money. My medication,
I
my
go when.
pharmacist. Huh?
I go when.
Yeah, we gotta know when you're gonna die. So we're talking when. Do we just know the year, the month,
Nah, you better know like exact
like the exact
hour.
day? Like
I gotta
April
know how.
20th.
Day's fine.
I
too.
gotta know how, because if it's anything other than like cigarettes or like something like that, then I can start smoking again.
Or if it's that's
I
true.
like-
Yeah.
that's true.
I like when because
See, but if it's
That's
also if
that's
it's how
getting
and it's
soda.
something.
how I changed my whole life.
Look-
If you say you die by eating ice cream.
Yeah,
I'll
but
never
if
touch
it-
it again. I changed my life.
But that's the
every
thing.
day.
But
like,
if it's
it'll
something-
still accidentally happen somehow.
If
you
it's
know?
something like, hey, you were taking a shit on the toilet, died, I'm gonna just kill myself before that happens, so I'm not embarrassed.
But like you
Not
just never
me.
know when it is.
I'm just gonna live like nobody was ever doing it in between each shit. I'm like, made another one, bastard! Open up those credit cards, bud.
What?
You said if you die while taking a crap.
So every time you take a crap, you're just gonna start spending all your money?
No, yeah, and then you immediately open up another credit card. It could be the next poop. You
It
gotta
could
live
be the
like
next
you were.
10,000 poops. though.
And if it's not, you gotta live like you were dying. That's the problem with knowing. It's
Yeah.
like when you know, then you gotta be scared and change your whole damn life and everything. If you know when,
If you know when,
you're like, if it's in 8 years, I'm just like, bah, ja, ga, da,
Yeah, but that
gotta
last
do
year-
some motions
like,
that
the-
I can't do.
listen, my 52nd year of life is gonna be wild.
Maybe that's why you're gonna die at 53.
No, my family
Mine was
history.
57. I always said 57.
No, listen, Dad, 53, heart attack. Yeep. Grandpa, 53, heart attack. Yeep. Grandpa's dad, 53, heart attack. Also known as my great grandpa. Yeep. So it writing in the stars.
Now,
You ever hear that song? You gotta live like you were dying.
I think you can ask anybody that knows me. I definitely do that.
Skydiving, I went
Okay.
podcasting,
Rocky
riding.
Mountain climbing. I went.
I'm gonna go with how, because I feel like if it's something
If
like
you cross off the heart attack,
No,
you're
be-
good.
no, because-
You're like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
it's
But
like,
like,
oh, it didn't say heart attack.
You gotta
if
think-
it does say heart attack, you're like 57.
so let's say it is the taking the shit on the toilet. Every time you go take a shit, it is gonna be the most exhilarating time of your
That's
life.
what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
like, you
like every time
poop,
you do that, like
and then it's like you
You're
come
gonna
back
come
like,
out of that toilet.
Swear.
You're gonna live.
didn't get me this time.
You're
Back-
gonna be living life
You're
harder.
proving my
You're gonna be
point.
loving
Okay.
your
This is
wife.
the whole
harder.
thing I was saying
I
earlier.
thought you were
It's
saying.
like,
I thought you were saying you're gonna spend all your money while you're taking a shit.
well, no, it's like you literally poop and you're like, as you're pooping, you're like,
Dude,
ah,
I would start playing
didn't
intense.
get me this time, bitch.
It's like
would-
Russian roulette. You're just like, click.
I would start playing like serious, like
Literally have your family wave by every time you take a crap.
It's like, look, you're not allowed to poop with the door closed. All right, like we gotta make sure we
It's
get
live
it.
feed. It's like, hey, I'm pooping.
How he
Everybody
actually-
tunes in and be like, this could be his last one.
How he actually dies is he's just sitting on a toilet. Bus comes through the wall.
Yeah, just so completely out of nowhere.
Or like he's
And you die a
he's just-
slow death too. You know, it's not even like quick, like you took a poop. It's literally like,
Yeah,
oh, I
like-
got hit by a bus. at an angle."
or he's walking down the street, sees a bus come at him, shits himself, he gets hit by the bus. It's like that's how it was. So like this whole time he thought it was in the bathroom. Nope.
Oh yeah, so you just know that you died shitting.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Tony thing. Like with I'll never
You
eat
see
ice
the
cream
bus
again
coming like,
until you
shit.
accidentally like. It's like, oh well, he got hit by an ice cream truck and ice cream landed in his mouth right before he died. So he died.
Yeah, so you died eating
Ice
ice cream. But
cream,
every
so-
time you would go eat ice cream, you'd be like,
Well, he-
oh, bro.
He just didn't enjoy ice cream for the last 10 years of his life, for however long.
All right, so are we taking
I'm taking half.
Hal? I'm
Yeah.
taking Hal.
Yeah.
It has to be Hal. Oh man, that was awesome. Okay.
Because it's like, oh, you You dive like natural causes in your bed. Well, I'm going skydiving.
I'm going Rocky Mountain.
I'm going
2, 4,
7
7
seconds on a bull named Fu Manchu.
Yes.
I'll love deeper. I'll know for
It's like his
forgiveness.
whole life was made to get to that one. I love deeper.
Oh,
No,
man.
I just didn't know the next thing.
All right. So,
Kinda like,
all right. Let's hit the
Yeah.
the last one.
let me tell you, ladies.
Would you rather be magical but live on Earth, or live in a magical land but be normal?
So you guys are already looking at me because I answered this like.
What's
I
your,
was
what's your
looking
pick?
at you because like you used to want to lay it on him like we
Well, I'm
did
looking at
earlier.
you because this is a natural thing to look when I'm looking over there. So
Yeah,
Clay,
he
you
was
go
looking at me,
first.
and I didn't want to
I'm going with a human. I want to be normal, living in a magical place. I feel like it'd be like
L.
no. Listen,
L take.
you're going to be in a land where you're basically tripping acid 24/7 without having to take the acid.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's
like,
going to be awesome.
But I
Things can
still
kill
sit
you,
there,
though.
and if something rolls up and kills you, you're done. You
We
might-
can do that now. What are you talking about? Like,
What if you
It's
get,
a lot
like,
easier when I'm sitting in your house and there's doors in front of people.
no
trying to-
plane coming down,
got, like,
bus.
6
We
What if you
just
get,
talked
like,
about a
magical
bus going
cancer
through the.
from this stuff.
Huh?
What if you get like magical cancer from this magical world and you're just a normal guy?
Yeah, what
You
if you're
can't
all
live
there?
it
It's
and
like
you
the
die?
Amazon
Well, I feel like
jungle.
magical cancer might be good for you, seeing how normal cancer is bad for you. What if magical cancer, you
Oh,
get
man.
it and you live longer?
And you just a horrible existence.
It sounds
Sounds
like
like
it would defeat
cancer
the
with
purpose.
chemo.
I don't know, man. What if it's like you can run faster with the magical cancer, you can jump higher?
Maybe, and that's all saying you even get that. Like you're gonna roll into
But
a
you look all
magical
weak
land
and
and something's
sickly.
gonna roll up and
Listen,
just be like,
Alice and her Wonderland seemed to do just fine.
Did she though?
I don't know.
I
didn't
don't
really
think
watch
so.
the movie.
That movie's pretty confusing. She
Yeah, I
probably
don't know
was
if she was dead,
no,
if
somebody
everything was
dosed
going
her up
okay.
and threw her against a tree.
I'm being a magic man in a normal land.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, now I'm going. I don't want. That's too much responsibility.
Because
You're either
essentially-
living in Area 51, or they're going to expect you to be a
Now, look,
superhero.
then what is
You
magic?
leave
Magic
America.
is something that like you can't do.
You-
As you were living in this magical land, eventually you'd be like, "Oh, this magic is normal to me." So that patina
Derek,
would be
do
lost.
you want to be a magical person in a normal land or be a normal person in a magical land?
You guys all
Come
suck.
on!
No, it's because we want to use our
It's
powers for evil
logic.
or good.
It's like you don't get to benefit from the magical.
Okay, we ready for the draft?
Yeah.
All right. So on today's draft, Tony, you had a lead up for this, so
So he gets to do his?
yes, he didn't steal my sunglasses.
Stealing is bad.
You're not
And you
getting
don't
them
want
back.
to do it.
No, you can have him.
Okay, cool. All right, so we are drafting your favorite sidekicks in any context.
Yeah, directors, I feel like, always get thrown to the side. You know, you see all these famous actors. You look at Tom Cruise, who directed the Mission Impossible movies. But
I
you
don't
can't
know.
tell me exactly. But you can tell me who Tom Cruise is, and he is not tall. So all that being said, I feel like directors are kind of the sidekick of a movie, and that's why they're Googling away to figure out who they're.
Well, I was just checking to make sure because it says your favorite sidekicks any context.
yeah, it's
Do I
any-
have to pick a director?
No, he just is
No, I'm
'cause of
saying
the-
that-
okay.
No, not at all. I don't even know that many. We already tried this.
Okay.
Okay, so
That's
Adam,
so-
you are first pick here. It goes Adam, Tony, me.
Okay, let me actually.
How did he come up with that?
I don't know.
And why does he? He ditched us last week. Like a
But yeah, so I gave you the first two picks.
no, I don't want first ones. I want you to have to do stuff.
So you want the last one?
I always want the last one. Always had.
Okay, so second one it is.
Yeah.
All right, give me 1 second.
baby.
I'm looking my first one up. My first one is gonna be Cliff Booth, my all-time favorite second guy.
Who the hell is Cliff Booth?
Oh, you guys never seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
No. I've heard it's a great film, though.
Oh, it's a great movie. So Leonardo DiCaprio is an actor, and you have Brad Pitt who plays his stuntman.
Okay.
And he's just like his number two. He's like, if you watch the movie, you'll understand what I'm saying. He's my favorite number two man in any movie.
All right, Tony, you're on the clock.
Garen Varys.
Oh my God. Okay, Garen Varys. Now, You're saying that he's number 2? He's not number 1? He's a sidekick?
Yeah, I wouldn't say
The reason
that.
why
I
I'll
think
say
he's
he's
the
a sidekick
superhero.
is A, he's on defense. That is the sidekick of offense. He's also a defensive end. That's a sidekick of defensive tackles. And the reason why that I will also say he's a sidekick is because the royalties that he should be getting paid from the Family Guy skit, he was a sidekick in that skit as well. He was the main actor for 3 minutes while everybody else got to shine. I think it's ridiculous, honestly. Garen Varys.
Okay, well, I'm going to go with the clear 101. I'm going with Robin, as in Batman's sidekick, Robin.
Haven't heard that before.
Yeah.
God, he's so cool.
And then, listen, you guys are dropping the ball. You know who the best sidekick is? I mean, he's the head of all the sidekicks.
Vince McMahon.
No, it's Dante Jackson, head assistant coach at Xavier. I mean, the head of all the sidekicks. I'm going with Dante. So there you go. Dante Jackson with my number 2. Tony, back to you.
Back to you at the station.
Tony.
Well, can we do like deep cuts? Nobody's gonna know what this is. Aaron McKee.
Aaron McKee. Good.
Okay, he was a
That one was definitely drafted for the picks. I don't even know how to spell McKee.
Aaron McKee was. Well, the thing is, I never know how to go with this stuff so people know. But either way, Aaron McKee was Allen Iverson's 3-point shooter.
Okay.
During his 2001, we'll say 2000 to 2003 era, and it was just everybody would talk about AI because he had 22 and 6 or something, and McKee would be like 6 for 6 from 3, like the most.
Was that with Eric Snow was on the team?
Yes, Eric Snow, and as we talk about that, has the single worst air ball I've ever seen in professional basketball. Dude, he was on the Cavs. I swear to God, he pulls up, and it was like 4 inches short, and there was no one defending him. Like, I mean, like he's like
That
hot
sounds
boy.
like
That
a
sounds pretty short.
long distance. That sounds like a pretty far distance. 4 inches? That's a lot. Too much, honestly. 4 inches, 4 whole
4 feet.
4 whole inches. That's
But,
a whole. That's
I
a lot.
go with Aaron
man.
McKee because he was our sidekick in Philadelphia.
Again.
All right. So Aaron McKee, Adam, you're up. You get 2 picks.
Sorry, I had a couple.
Tilting. A lot of good picks out there.
There's a lot of good
A
ones.
lot of good picks. A lot of bad picks as well.
A lot of bad
you could
picks,
definitely- Now there are the medium picks that definitely need to be talked about.
Some of
They
those
are,
medium picks in there too that could be pretty good.
they
Nah.
are in play.
You got to go one or the other.
You do. You have to go bad, medium, or.
I'm gonna have to go. First one's gonna be Mater, Toe Mater.
All right. All
You know, I
right.
feel like he's pretty
So-
solid, pretty solid backup for Lightning McQueen.
Okay.
Next one, I gotta go Bumblebee, my man Bumblebee from Transformers.
A very slept on pick. Okay. Bumblebee. All right. So you got Cliff Booth, Toe Mater, and Bumblebee. Tony, you got Garen Varys, Aaron McKee, and. Good pick.
Art.
Art? Is that. I don't know if Art's a sidekick.
I was about to say Art.
Sidekick? Nope, not doing it. Not doing it. Not saying it. Not saying it.
I was going to say Art Garfunkel for Simon and Garfunkel, but I'm going to go with.
Really?
This is going to be too hard because it's too hard to.
That's what she said.
Chewbacca.
Oh, Chewbacca. Okay.
So the reason why I say this, the reason why it's hard is because with Star Wars, you could have R2D2 and different things like that.
a lot of number 2s in that.
A lot of
film.
number 2s. You could even put Anakin as
A number
side.
2.
Yeah.
Because he's number 2. Darth Vader's the number 1.
Yeah.
Well,
and,
no,
and
Anakin's number 2 to Obi-Wan.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But Darth Vader's number 1. No, Darth Vader's a number 2 as well.
to Palpatine. And you
Yeah.
got, you know,
Yeah. Hey,
Whoa.
yep. He's saying Darth Vader's a number 2.
yeah.
We got the nod from MVD.
Yeah.
Emperor Palpatine.
Well, he's the number 1 for a split second when he throws him down.
But now you see what I'm thinking in my head. I'm not over
Yeah.
here like blanking. I'm literally
Yeah.
sitting here like, well, technically you can't say Chewbacca if you want to say this and this.
No, it's because Chewbacca's
Don't
a
you
number.
touch my notes. Those are my notes.
I didn't touch him.
I'm not
Clay's
cheating.
touching him.
I'm
Clay's
not
touching him.
cheating. I'm not cheating. I'm
Try
cheating.
to read them.
All right, I'm going to go with, now that I just learned this information, breaking news. I'm going with Darth Vader. That's a strong number 2. I am going with recency bias. Darth Vader as my, not Death Vader. We already talked about Death. Darth Vader. And then for my last pick, as the Bills are now only up 24-17 on the Steelers, what are we doing? Score the football. I'm going to go with.
Yeah, you got to score touchdowns.
I'm going to go with. No, never mind. He's number 1. I'm going to go with Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper.
Who is your number 1 in everything?
Chubb.
He didn't even.
Yeah.
No, I got one on lock that Clay's going to be like, darn. Wait, was that the last pick?
That is my last pick. Tony, you have one more pick. You have Gary Veris, Aaron McKee, Chewbacca, and.
I'm going to wrap it up with a banger. An absolute banger. Donkey from Shrek.
I was about to say, there's no way you're about to say Shrek is
Donkey
number
from
2.
Shrek.
Good number. That sleeper pick.
I'm going to make Clay regret his whole life here.
Oh, don't say who I think you're going to say.
Dwight Schrute.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Good number 2.
When you're talking about a sidekick, the assistant to the assistant general
regional
manager.
manager.
is just-
That's a good sleeper one.
He's not an assistant.
As you can tell, we were 100% not prepared for that draft, but were we prepared for the episode?
Yeah.
No, we weren't.
Oh, no, we weren't.
Just kidding. I thought this was a good episode. It's good to be back. Now, did do some things in the Bahamas. Did a little drink, did a little smirk. Had a good time down there. But we're back. Got a little suntan. Savannah got burnt to a crisp on Paradise Island. Got to see an iguana. 7 feet long. Was insane. Have you ever seen an iguana?
Yeah.
They're dinosaurs in
Yeah.
real life. If you guys want to see scores, not just high school boys, not just high school girls, but college as well, make sure you're checking out RTWavesports.com.
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 Subscribe to the YouTube.
Yes, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel to let you know whenever we post a new video.
If you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing, bud?
Yeah. Now, if you are missing out on this,
I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, like subscribing to our YouTube, good idea.
Yeah.
Because why? When we do live games and you're wondering, can I watch it? Can I do this? It's pretty easy. We already have it up day of. You'll already see what game
Honestly,
we're doing that night.
if you're already subscribed, make a second account and subscribe again.
yeah, double
Yeah.
a notification.
Just, yeah,
Make
But
it
like
better.
you said, if you're like, oh, are they streaming this game? Well, if you're subscribed, it lets you know.
It literally tells you.
Yeah. So
Especially if you hit that noti bell.
yeah. So make sure that you're liking and subscribing on the YouTube channel.
And hit that
Thank
noti
you
bell.
for sitting in on this terrible show. We don't know how you do it, but we're glad that you do. And make sure that you tune in next week. We will have a game this week for you. And guess what? We don't know which one it is. So make sure you're staying on the socials. Tony, is there anything that you want to say to the people?
We never know.
We don't know shit.
It's so funny 'cause it's
Adam, anything for the people before we get out of here?
You don't score until you score.
And that is how we're going to close this episode. Peace out, Girl Scouts.
random acts of kindness.